Arc fault circuit interrupters, or AFCIs, are not generally required for lighting circuits or smoke alarms. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates AFCI protection primarily for receptacle outlets, also known as outlets, in specific areas of a dwelling unit. These areas typically include bedrooms, living rooms, family rooms, dining rooms, dens, and similar spaces. The reasoning behind this requirement stems from the high likelihood of electrical fires originating from these locations due to factors such as damaged appliance cords, furniture placed on cords, and other common household hazards. The code aims to reduce the risk of fires caused by arc faults, which are unintentional electrical discharges that can occur when insulation deteriorates, connections loosen, or wires are damaged. An arc fault can generate intense heat, potentially igniting nearby combustible materials and leading to a fire. AFCIs are designed to detect these arc faults and quickly interrupt the circuit, thereby preventing a fire from starting. Lighting fixtures and smoke alarms are considered to have a lower risk profile for initiating electrical fires compared to receptacle outlets. Lighting fixtures are typically hardwired, meaning their connections are more secure and less prone to damage than plug-in appliances. Additionally, the wiring within lighting fixtures is generally better protected than the exposed cords of appliances. Smoke alarms are low-power devices that consume very little electricity, further reducing the risk of an electrical fire. However, it's important to note that some newer models of lighting fixtures and smoke alarms may incorporate built-in AFCI protection. This feature provides an added layer of safety, although it is not mandated by the NEC for these types of devices. The inclusion of AFCI protection in lighting fixtures and smoke alarms is a voluntary measure taken by manufacturers to enhance the overall safety of their products. It is worth considering that while AFCI protection is not typically required for lighting and smoke alarm circuits, other electrical safety measures are still essential. These measures include using properly sized wiring, ensuring that all electrical connections are secure, avoiding overloading circuits, and regularly inspecting electrical cords and appliances for damage. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are also crucial safety devices that protect against electrical shock. GFCIs are typically required in areas where water is present, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor locations. They work by detecting imbalances in the electrical current flowing through a circuit, which can indicate that current is leaking to ground. If a GFCI detects a ground fault, it quickly interrupts the circuit, preventing a potentially fatal electrical shock. The NEC provides detailed guidelines on where AFCIs and GFCIs are required, as well as other important electrical safety requirements. It is always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that your home's electrical system is safe and up to code. Staying informed about electrical safety practices and utilizing appropriate safety devices can significantly reduce the risk of electrical fires and shocks. The specific edition of the NEC in effect in a given jurisdiction will dictate the precise requirements for AFCI and GFCI protection. Local amendments to the NEC may also exist, so it is essential to consult with local building officials or a licensed electrician to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect advancements in technology and address emerging safety concerns. Keeping abreast of the latest code changes is crucial for electrical professionals and anyone involved in electrical work. While AFCIs are primarily intended to protect against arc faults in branch circuits, they can also provide some degree of protection against other types of electrical faults, such as short circuits and ground faults. However, AFCIs are not a substitute for traditional circuit breakers or fuses, which are designed to protect against overcurrent conditions. It is important to use the correct type and size of overcurrent protection device for each circuit to ensure that the electrical system is adequately protected against all types of faults. Furthermore, it's worth mentioning that AFCIs are not foolproof and can sometimes nuisance trip, meaning they trip even when there is no actual arc fault present. This can be caused by various factors, such as electrical noise on the circuit or certain types of appliances. If an AFCI trips frequently, it is important to investigate the cause of the tripping and take appropriate corrective action. This may involve troubleshooting the circuit to identify any potential problems, replacing the AFCI with a newer model, or using a different type of AFCI that is less prone to nuisance tripping. In some cases, it may be necessary to consult with a qualified electrician to diagnose and resolve the issue. It is also important to note that AFCIs are not designed to protect against all types of electrical hazards. For example, they do not protect against electric shock caused by direct contact with live electrical wires. Therefore, it is essential to follow safe electrical practices at all times, such as turning off power before working on electrical equipment and avoiding contact with water when working with electricity. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility, and everyone should take steps to protect themselves and their families from electrical hazards. This includes educating children about electrical safety, regularly inspecting electrical cords and appliances for damage, and using appropriate safety devices such as AFCIs and AFCIs. While working together, we can create a safer environment for everyone. In addition to the specific requirements for AFCI and AFCI protection, the NEC also contains numerous other provisions related to electrical safety. These provisions cover a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, grounding, overcurrent protection, and equipment installation. Adhering to these requirements is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. Electrical inspections are an important part of the building process. Electrical inspectors are responsible for verifying that electrical installations comply with the NEC and other applicable codes and regulations. They conduct inspections at various stages of construction to ensure that electrical work is performed safely and correctly. If an electrical installation fails to meet the requirements of the code, the inspector will issue a correction notice requiring the contractor to make the necessary repairs or modifications. Electrical inspections help to ensure that buildings are safe and free from electrical hazards. First and foremost, it's important to remember that any electrical work should be performed by a qualified and licensed electrician. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it's crucial to have the necessary knowledge and skills to do the job safely. A qualified electrician will be familiar with the NEC and other applicable codes and regulations and will be able to ensure that your electrical system is installed correctly and safely. Secondly, when selecting electrical equipment such as circuit breakers, receptacles, and lighting fixtures, it's important to choose products that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory such as Underwriters Laboratories or all. Listed products have been tested to meet safety standards and are more likely to perform reliably. Thirdly, it's important to regularly inspect your electrical system for any signs of damage or wear. This includes checking for frayed or damaged cords, loose connections, and cracked or broken outlets. If you notice any problems, it's important to have them repaired promptly by a qualified electrician. Fourthly, avoid overloading circuits. Overloading a circuit can cause the wires to overheat, which can lead to a fire. To avoid overloading circuits, do not plug too many appliances into a single outlet or extension cord. Fifthly, use extension cords safely. Extension cords are intended for temporary use only and should not be used as a permanent wiring solution. If you need to run power to an area that does not have an outlet, it's best to have a new outlet installed by a qualified electrician. Sixthly, keep electrical equipment away from water. Water is a conductor of electricity, and contact with water can lead to electric shock. Therefore, it's important to keep electrical equipment away from water sources, such as sinks, showers, and bathtubs. Seventhly, be careful when working around power lines. Power lines can carry extremely high voltages, and contact with a power line can be fatal. Therefore, it's important to be aware of your surroundings when working outdoors and to avoid contact with power lines. Eighthly, teach children about electrical safety. Children are curious and may not understand the dangers of electricity. Therefore, it's important to teach children about electrical safety and to keep them away from electrical hazards. Ninthly, have a fire extinguisher readily available. In the event of an electrical fire, it's important to have a fire extinguisher readily available. Make sure that the fire extinguisher is rated for electrical fires and that you know how to use it properly. Tenthly, in case of an electrical emergency, call for help immediately. If you experience an electrical shock or witness an electrical fire, call emergency services immediately. Do not attempt to handle the situation yourself, as this could put you in danger. By following these electrical safety tips, you can help to protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards. And finally, remember that electrical safety is an ongoing process, and it's important to stay informed about the latest safety recommendations and best practices. The Electrical Safety Foundation International, or AFCI, is a non-profit organization dedicated to promoting electrical safety. AFCI provides a wealth of information on electrical safety topics, including tips for homeowners, resources for educators, and training materials for electrical professionals. Consider signing up for their newsletter and following them on social media to stay up to date on the latest electrical safety news and information.